Hello everyone, welcome to Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the trade analysis for Monday and a trade review of what happened today. I have opened the Bank Nifty chart, 5 minutes chart. We made a mistake today by going short. I'm going to show where we took a short entry and how our stop loss hit. But before that, I just want to show the most beautiful entry today was over here, which was either 35,300 call or 35,400 call with the pivot as the target. See, this move that happened today is typically what CPR, one of the CPR reversal logic is. The logic is, I'm just going to explain the logic. The logic states, if we open between the pivot and S1, there is a good chance we might hit S1 or come close to the previous day low and revert back to the pivot. And the same on the upside, if we open between the pivot and R1, most likely we'll go to R1 or the previous day high and reverse back to the pivot. This is the CPR reversal logic which did apply today. So we did wait based on that logic, but we were not able to take a trade here. See, the price action, I take a trade based on a proper rejection candle, right? We got a doji. Somehow after this candle we could have gone long, but somehow I was not happy taking this long trade. But ended up taking a short trade over here, which didn't go in our way and our stop loss got it. The video is put on Instagram, how where I entered and exited. See, after this, right, a good rejection and an evening star right at the pivot. So we did expect some momentum on the downside, at least come back until S1 or break this. So that's why we shorted here. We took 35,600 put and 400 put, but it didn't work. We did hit this green line. I could have taken a small profit over here, but we started reversing and my stop loss was this pivot point, right? So this weekend I'm going to come up with a video on how to place stop loss based on the pivots, so just stay tuned. So the pivot was a stop loss, and this candle where it hit the pivot, we took a stop loss and stopped for the day. And after that, see, it remained sideways. There's no way anybody could have made money in buying options in this trade. The best entry was over here, 34,500 call or 300 call, which we did miss, and the put that we took didn't work out. So I'm going to shift back to a 15 minutes chart to just analyze the trade possibilities for Monday. See, Monday, as of now, there was a announcement from the US. There was a news-based move in the US markets where their Fed chairman announced something regarding the tapering and interest rate. All the news is there on the internet. You can have a detailed check on it. See, the Dow Jones suddenly spiked up about 230 points. Most of the US indices are in green, bullish, and the SGX Nifty is showing a gap up of 101 as of now. I'm recording this video at about 10:30 p.m. Indian time. So don't know how this will open on Monday. If this gap up sustains, we could be looking at a big gap up in Nifty and Bank Nifty. So now coming to the trade probability, now we know that we're going to get a gap up for sure, okay? And we are having a slightly wider CPR, which indicates the trade could be on the sideways day. We could have a pretty consolidated day right at the top in case we gap up huge. So I'm going to make use of this trend line for Monday. See, this trend line beautifully even took resistance exactly at this trend line today. I'm going to change that color to black. So say we get a huge gap up somewhere near R2, R1. What I'm planning is, my expectation is, if we get a gap up somewhere here at about 35,900 or so, or even higher, probably in this region, R2 region, we might see some sell-off either until R1 or this trend line. We might come to retest this trend line and then probably move up higher. That is the one possibility that I'm looking at. But I'm not prepared to buy a call right. Say we get a huge gap up above R2, okay, based on SGX Nifty or somewhere close to here. I wouldn't be planning to go long over here and keep this as the target as of now. I don't think that is a good trade to bet on. I'll be telling you why, because of Nifty. So that is our one possibility. We might get some sell off from here back to this retest this trend line wherever we open, either between R1 or R2. Let me just make this bigger. So wherever we open between R1, R2, we might come down probably, if not the pivot, at least test this trend line, or we might even drop until R1. There is a possibility. This is what I'm betting at. If for any chance we get a huge gap up and the move continues, as this is a clear break, if we get a gap up anywhere right above this trend line, it's like a break of this trend line. Say we get a gap up at R1, okay, in case we get a gap up at R1, there's a good possibility we might hit R2. So only if the gap up in Bank Nifty somewhere close to R1 or the previous day high over here, I would probably look to go long. If we get a huge gap up, say until R2 of CPR, then I would not take a long trade. Even if the market goes up, probably I'll just avoid trading that day. I would not want to bet on that. So that is one possibility. I am not looking at a possibility where we can get a gap down based on XGX Nifty. So in case it happens, we'll just improvise on the live market. So since we are at Nifty is at all-time high, I'll be going to Nifty chart. So in case we get a sell-off in Nifty, even Bank Nifty would equally get a sell-off even in the Bank Nifty. So if we get a good short trade after a gap up, the targets would be R1, the trend line, and the pivot in case we hit the pivot also. And the best buy for Bank Nifty would be if either we get a huge gap up, a retest of R1, then go up, or if we open somewhere here, retest of this trend line and then go up. So wait for a pullback, retest of either of these levels and then shoot on the upside. That is one long trade that I would want to bet on, but not just jump into a trade right at the opening. Even if it's a huge gap up, I wouldn't be taking that trade. I'm just going to make this as a support and this trend line. And I don't think any other trend line is required here. There is one that I want to add for Monday is this. Probably we could take resistance even here. And obviously the recent all-time high at about 36,200 is still valid. So before we move to Nifty chart, just a quick wrap up of where I'm planning to short, either at R2 or say we gap up somewhere in this region. We might come down, take support at R1, go up is a possibility, or we open somewhere over here, come down, retest the trend line and go up is also a possibility. So this is my plan for Bank Nifty. Apart from this, if anything happens, I'll probably try and improvise in the live market or just avoid trading for the day. Say we gap up somewhere over here and start going up, then I would not probably try and take a trade. So let's just quickly check the open interest for Bank Nifty. See, there's a very good support at 35,500. Obviously, we are not going to go down so much, I think, in Bank Nifty. Yeah, definitely not. 35,500, there's a good support and a good resistance at 36,000. So in case we gap up to 36,000, we might see some dip on the downside. Now, where is 36,000 is coming somewhere over here. I'll just keep a line even at 36,000. And this resistance is coming via pivot. So I'll slightly change the color so that I know in the live market, okay, this is coming because of, the open interest. There's maximum open interest at this level, 36,000. So I mark it in yellow. And if we break 36,000 and start moving higher, if the market really turns out to be bullish, then definitely we'll hit 36,500 next week. But I don't think that will happen so soon. First, we'll have to break 36,000. So first target for us will be 36,000. Then probably we'll think of 36,500. But on the put side, 35,000 is a very good support. For any reason, say some news or for something, you get a dip until 35,000, this level, this where I marked this green line, it's a very good buy for sure. So this is a plan for Bank Nifty. Now let us look at the Nifty chart. See, Nifty made a fresh all-time high today. This is a 15-minute chart. Even in Nifty, we got a good tip, and from S to one of the levels that we marked, right? I did mention that there's a good support in my earlier video at 16,500, but we took support at 16,560 itself. And this dip, probably at 16,550 call, was a very good buy over here, or even over here. Once this, we failed to touch S1 and this S2, this candle, right, at about 16,600 call also was a very good buy. So since we have a new all-time high, I'm going to move this blue line here and make this red line also as the support. So basically in Nifty, we don't have any other resistance line to draw apart from making use of the CPR. Even for Nifty, we have a white CPR, could indicate a sideways move, consolidated move. And R1, R2 is coming at 16,820. R1 is coming at 16,764. And the all-time high today is at 16,720-ish. Now, looking at the open interest, right, for Nifty, we have a very good support at 16,600 and a good support again at 16,700. The first resistance is at 16,800 and the next is 17,000. Yeah, 16,800 can act as a good resistance for Monday. And the XGX Nifty, see, let me just refresh to see if there's any change. It's still 101. So we are expecting a gap up of about 100 points on Monday, or close to 100 points, 90 to 80 points on Monday. So let's see where 100 points will put us. 100 or 101. Let's keep it as 100. 100 is putting us between R1 and R2. It is way too above. It is basically, we have broken out of this consolidated range and breaking out. So, see, based on this gap up, right, we can have some sell off and again a good buy at the opening, like how we got a sell off today and a pull up on the upside. Something like that could happen. Now, where are the points that way we can buy? But don't bet on a short trade. Nifty is looking still bullish. Either we can probably see a dip coming until R1 about 16,700 and then moving up, or we might fall the entire path until 16,720 and then reverse up. So these are the two possibilities that I'm looking to move up. In case we start moving up from here itself, from the gap up, we start going up, probably I'll not take a trade because we have moved up so much, right? From each time we have come almost till 16,400 and come to 800. There might be some profit booking. A lot of algo trades at all-time high will book profits. So there might be some huge profit booking also. So that's why I'll avoid going long right at the opening. Even if the price action is suggesting, I would not want to take that risk. So probably if we get a good rejection, we can try and short at R2 with R1 as target, or this blue line, that is the previous all-time high at about 16,720 as a target. And a good rejection over here, probably we can think of going long for sure, because we have taken support almost twice in this area. So we can get a dip until here. If we get a good long, is for sure from here. If we get a rejection on the upside. And there's a good nice chart pattern that is being formed in Nifty, which I want to show. That is this. We have something like a triangle pattern that is being formed. So this is a bullish pattern where a breakout out of this, things can go really bullish. Like the chart pattern indicates, a breakout out of this black line can be bullish, but we are gapping up itself so much, right? So in case we get a flat opening for some reason, okay, let me remove this black line. In case we get a flat opening, right, like say probably SGX Nifty on Monday changes for some reason and we get a flat opening, then Probably with the supports at 16,680 and this level 16,700, we can go long until R1 as the target. Even the open interest is giving a good support at 16,700 and 16,600. So any dip close to 16,600 is a good buy for sure. 16,600 is coming way down here. I don't think we'll slip so much. But for some reason, we get a dip until 16,600. It's a very good buy based on the open interest. So this is my trade plan for Monday in Nifty and Bank Nifty. Today we took a stop loss and stopped trading for the day. As see, once I hit a stop loss, I know I've made a mistake. That's it. I'm done for the day. I don't try and chase the market and try and get my profits back. There's always another day. There's always another trade that you can take. So in case you know you made a mistake and your stop loss is hit, try and stop for the day. That's what I follow and it works beautifully for me. So that's it guys for Monday. Let's see how the market goes. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more videos and more learning videos. And also there is a lot of talk of the SEBI margin rule. Obviously everybody would know by now that we would need more margin for selling and buying futures and selling options. So most of the retailers, I'm sure everybody watching my videos are also retail traders. I'm also one. So those who are retail traders, please try and support this movement where on September 1st we are going on a no trading day. I'm sure that won't affect much, but just for the cause and just to support it, even I'm following it. I'm not going to trade on September 1st. So that's it for today.